Read that Constitution. You won't find the words legal, illegal, legality, legalese. You won't find those words in there. You won't find them in the Declaration of Independence. You find lawful and unlawful.
And welcome to Facts or Frauds.
Number 56, People versus Rebecca Valentine, 24900FH.
You got it. Thank you, Jonathan Emmons again on behalf of the people.
So, Ms. Valentine, the last time we were in court, I believe you requested to represent yourself. I advised you that I didn't think that was a good idea, and I appointed the public defender to represent you to have further conversation. I still think it's a very unwise decision for you to represent yourself. So what are your thoughts on that?
I decline your advice, and I will be representing myself, like I said, a bunch of times.
All right. I understand that you said it a bunch of times. Let me offer you again, since if we see each other a bunch of times, let me just let you into my world a little bit, Ms. Valentine. Okay. So I have a colleague who, just like me, had a defendant that demanded to represent himself. And at each turn, which is what I will do at every single court hearing, is I will remind you of the risks that you face in representing yourself. In that case, she did that, went to trial, the Court of Appeals, then that person appealed the fact that she let him represent himself, and now she's got to do the trial over again. So I am concerned about that, and so for every purpose going forward, at a minimum, you're going to continue with the public defender on standby, which means that if there's something you don't understand, they are there to answer that question, and we would provide time and space for you to speak with them. The risk that you have, Ms. Valentine, as I probably would have told you the last time we were here, is that because you are in, and I'm going to put this in air quotes so that you see me do that, because you are in what is called a place of confinement, meaning you are incarcerated, and that is a statutorily defined location, you could face consecutive, not concurrent sentencing. So a lot of times when someone goes to MDOC for more than one offense, that whole time runs at the same time. Both of these charges are pending before you, and if you were convicted of both of them, and it was determined that you committed them in a place of confinement, which is what's being alleged because you're incarcerated, you could have literally each of those sentences tacked on to the end of your current sentence, and then the second one tacked on to the end of that new sentence if you were convicted. So there's a huge risk for you there. I may be boring you because I'm repeating this, but I'm going to repeat it every time I see you because the risks are that high that you need to know that representing yourself is probably not a wise choice. At this point, do you wish to represent yourself?
Yes, and I've been saying that I'm guilty since like the first thing. So that would be nice if we just took that plea and then we moved on with this show.
I was going to ask your opinion, Mr. Emmons. Do you think this witness, do you think that this party is informed enough to enter a plea at this time, or do you want to put an offer on the record if there is one, and then give her an adjournment to think about it? And if she's ready to go at that point, we can enter the plea then.
I mean, I think that she understands that they can run consecutive, and I would say that the maximum punishment, I think, on each of these offenses is a 5-year offense. She knows that. She knows that she's supposed to have an attorney, or that she can't have an attorney, and that she has one on standby. Obviously, that might be difficult for today's purposes.
Is there an offer in this case?
There's not an offer other than for her to plead this charge. I don't know enough about her to kind of consider anything, and I don't have any way to have those communications where as I expressed last time, I thought an attorney could be an advocate for her. I did send her the memorandum, at least to her, to the prison. I don't know if she got it or not, but I also filed it with the court. So I tried to put everything that you have said to the best of my ability in that memorandum. So if you feel that she's been adequately informed, I mean, she does have the right to represent herself. I also concur that I don't think it's the greatest idea.
Well, I mean, just out of caution, because I don't want this reversed or vacated. I mean, I'm going to give you another month to think about this, Ms. Valentine, but if in a month you come back and you're ready to plead, I will take your plea. So let me explain to you again, just for the second time, you're not a stupid person, but let me reiterate what the prosecutor just said. The prosecutor is not offering you any deal. Sometimes a deal might look like you plead guilty to count 1, they dismiss count 2. But because the prosecutor doesn't know you, doesn't know your situation, doesn't know anything about you, and there's been no way for the prosecutor to communicate with you prior to this, there's no deal on the table. So you're being charged with 2 counts of assault of a prison employee, each with a maximum of 5 years, and they could be consecutive. So the fact is that could add 10 years to your sentence. I have the public defender on standby. I'm not going to order the public defender to reach out to communicate with you. I'm going to adjourn this out to mid-January. If you want to speak to the public defender, you can send a communication to them. What they would offer you, what Mr. Emmons was implying, is that they knew your situation. Maybe your defense might be this wasn't my fault. I have no idea. But the fact is they can communicate anything you want them to communicate to the prosecutor, which might then cause the prosecutor to offer you a deal. Don't know what that would be, but it might be less time on the table for you. So all that is just kind of to inform you of where we are today. I'm going to adjourn this also out to January 22nd. At that time, Ms. Valentine, if you have not reached out to the public defender, if you have not reached out to the court or to Mr. Emmons directly, then I will take your plea at that time as you have asked.
If I could have Mr. Feaster put the phone number and can reach that for Ms. Valentine.
No, I would insult your intelligence by pretending like you don't know it wasn't my fault. I'm just going to plead guilty. I'm not interested in your deals, and I really don't want to hear more words about it.
Well, if you want to talk more, Ms. Valentine, the public defender phone number is 734-222-6970.
All right.
I don't.
So I'll see you back here on the 22nd at 1:30, Ms. Valentine. And at that time, if you want to enter your plea, we will go ahead through the formality of that, and then we'll proceed then to sentence you. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, you're all set. Thank you.
You can't fix stupid.
And thanks for hanging out with us on Facts or Frauds. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, you're subscribed, and ring that bell. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And a major thank you to every one of our Facts or Frauds channel members. If you'd like to become a member, just hit that join button right next to subscribe, or click on the link in the description. And if you're still hanging out, thank you. I appreciate you all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and ring that bell. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. If you'd like to become a member, you can do that too. Till next time, I'll see you soon.